We'll be getting a new Tony Hawk game this year, publisher Activision has just announced. And it's not called Tony Hawk Shred, or Tony Hawk Grind, or Tony Hawk Mondo Nosebone. It's called Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, which is a proper name for a Tony Hawk game and implies they want to recapture the glory days of the franchise that ended 13 years ago with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. It's an admirable goal, but are they likely to achieve it? Although we've got our fingers crossed, we're still worried for the following reasons. The first warning sign is that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 is being developed by Robomodo, which you might remember as the studio which made Tony Hawk Ride and Tony Hawk Shred, which you might continue to remember as being the two worst Tony Hawk games. These are the guys who thought that people were impatiently waiting for a game in which you stand on a wheelless plastic skateboard in your living room. Oh my god, finally, am I right?
Finally, there's a game that you can play at home where you actually stand on a board.
That's a terrible idea, no matter how many pro skaters you get to enthuse about it on camera.
You can do all the basic skateboard maneuvers, flip the skateboard, push like you're skateboarding.
Come on, Steve, at least try and sound enthusiastic. Robomodo was also responsible for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD, which was a lifeless retread of 7 levels from the first 2 Pro Skater games. What I'm saying is that Robomodo has already made 3 Tony Hawk games, and none of them have been anywhere near what a series fan would want from a skateboarding game. Are they really going to get it right on their 4th try?
It really brings the experience of skateboarding to a whole new level.
According to Activision's announcement, Tony Hawk 5 weds the series' finely tuned gameplay with new additions such as power-ups and the ability to shoot projectiles for specific missions. There's already a Mario Kart, Activision. It's called Mario Kart. According to reports from people who've seen the game, this translates to challenges that involve throwing dodgeballs at targets and level-specific power-ups such as faster speed or increased ramming power. Now, I don't know about you, but for me the Tony Hawk series began to lose its way when it started becoming more like the official Jackass video game and less about skating, combos, tricks and high scores. Things like these power-ups make me think Robomodo are keen to bring this stuff back in Tony Hawk 5, despite Jackass having gone the way of Jersey Shore and Von Dutch baseball caps. What's wrong with it just being a skateboarding game?
Incoming!
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 is set to include 9 levels. That's fine until you realise that 2 of them are basically just retreads of Hangar and School, the same levels that keep getting trotted out over and over in Tony Hawk games and that maybe people need to get over. Tony, you're a 46-year-old man. If you keep hanging around a school, people are going to talk. Do these classic levels betray a lack of confidence in Robomodo's ability to make their own levels? Well, according to the new issue of Game Informer, there's also a level set in outer space, so who even knows at this point? Presumably this means on, like, a space station or something, rather than zero-G skating, although that would set up the opportunity for some truly spectacular vert tricks. Forget doing a 900, who's up for a 90,000? One of the key features of Tony Hawk 5 is going to be online. According to Activision, players will be able to drop in and out of online skate sessions and challenge people head-to-head on the fly. By default, match-made skaters are going to populate your level, so you'll be skating alongside other real people as you go to complete your objectives. Don't get me wrong, this big online free skate vibe is a good idea in theory, but the problem for me is that you can apparently collide with the other skaters and you'll all be going after the same objectives. In a full lobby, it sounds like it could be utter chaos and incredibly open to trolling as people park themselves on half-pipes underneath the last skate letter you need just so they can knock you off your board. Thankfully, you can switch this option off and just play in single player. Let's hope they get the online right so I don't have to. At the moment, developer Robomodo hasn't decided whether or not Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 will include local multiplayer. This is totally baffling to me. The Tony Hawk series are some of the best games ever for couch competition, as you and a friend take it in turns to set scores on a game of horse, or try and keep a single combo going for the entirety of a timed score attack session in split screen. Online is all well and good, but if it doesn't have local multiplayer, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 is going to be Tony Hawk's Amateur Skater 5. Simple as that. So those are the reasons I'm not 100% convinced the new Tony Hawk game will be a return to the glory days. That's not to say that there isn't stuff in there that sounds good though. There's a grind slam button that lets you start grinds wherever you want on a rail, and you can bank your special meter to use whenever you want, which is a neat idea. So it's clear Robomodo has been thinking about how to improve the franchise. Let's just hope they manage to deliver when the game releases later in the year. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe for more on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater as soon as we get it. Bye!